Hi, my name is Swati, and today I'm going to give a presentation over Japan. Starting off with the elements of Japanese culture, they have the very famous tea ceremony, which can also be called ashinu, sadu, or ocha. It's an important part of Japanese food culture. Reiki is also a technique that's used for stress reduction and healing. They have 9 principles that describe Japanese art. Um, Starting off with wabi sabi, which is known as imperfect, miyabi, elegance, shibui, subtle, aiki, originality, joha, kyu, start slow, accelerate, and then suddenly, yugen, mysterious, gaidu, discipline, and ethics, insu, the void, and kawaii, cute. The Japanese language contains combination of various types of scripts from the Roman alphabets along with Chinese characters. Here we are talking about the cultural dimensions based on Hofstede's scale. They have a PDI, which is Power Distance Index of 54. This makes Japan a mildly hierarchy society. They have, for the second one, IDV, Individualism, score of 46. This means they believe more in collective decision making than individual decision making. Third one, based on Hofstede's MAS masculinity versus femininity scale, Japan has a score of 95. They believe more in masculinity. They are the most masculine societies in the world. Japan has a score of 92 for uncertainty avoidance, which means that Japan is one of the most uncertainty avoidant countries in the world. The last one, they have a score of 80, long term versus short term orientation. They believe more in long term orientation. Japan is known to have the largest and most mature e commerce markets in the world. It's at about 97%. Japanese fashion markets are at about 16.4 trillion yen or US dollars 143 billion. Their fashion trends are similar to New York, London, Paris, and Milan. Market for domestic and foreign animation in Japan was at approximately 242.8 billion yen, 2.03 billion US dollars in 2013, and is still increasing. The market size for cars in Japan is positioned to be the third ranking in the world. Their most famous cars known to be Toyota, Nissan, Honda, or Suzuki. Talking about the economy of Japan, their GDP from 2010 to 2012 increased. From 2013 to 2015, it decreased. The unemployment rate went down with years. Their exchange rates went, their exchange rates went up with time. Talking about the consumers, the total population from 2010 to 2015 decreased, their median age increased, and also the number of households increased from 2010 to 2015. Market analysis, Japan has the world's third largest economy. Japanese companies have earnings growth in the year 2016 from about 5% to 10%. This has provided investors with major buying opportunities. Japan is also benefiting in rising demand from emerging markets such as China and India. They are known to have high-tech powerhouse economy of Asia, with the second highest spent worldwide for research and development. Their Unicharm, which is a Japanese diaper brand, is also doing well in Indonesia and Thailand, with second largest share in China. They're competing against Procter and Gamble and other major companies. Marketing context for key major markets. Japan Suzuki entered India in the year 1981. In December 2010, Toyota started selling in India their Ethos brand small car. They're targeting middle class people. Um, Also, from the year 2014 and on, Nissan has announced that they will launch worldwide emerging market sales campaign for Datsun brand, which is their small car. It'll sell for approximately US dollars 5,000 to 6,000. This would also be sold to middle class. From the year 2006 to 2010, Japanese companies have had 387 acquisitions in emerging markets. This is a lot less compared to US companies. These are some of their brands in India. It includes Honda, Mitsubishi, and Canon, etc. Talking about the political and legal environment issues they're having in home country. A challenge of Japan that is having is aging and declining population. It will drop from 127 million to 117 million in the year 2030. Consumer spending has also suffered due to 2014 increase in Japan's value-added tax. It went from about 5% to 8%. The continued recession is one of the main causes for an increase in homelessness in Japan. Okay, issues in host country. Japan has more of ethnocentric management style. They believe that their management practices are the best and that it must be followed despite cultural differences. Some of MNEs, which is Multicultural Enterprises of Japan, feel that managers from home country will look out for their interest rather than managers from host countries. The headquarters in the home country determine the technology licensing fees along with the sale areas for products in home country. Excuse me, host country. Ethical issues. Most women in Japan aren't allowed to participate in high level decision making process. They have rigid hierarchy between different levels of employees. Low level workers have to check with their supervisor about every little detail. Back in 2000, Mitsubishi Motors of Japan admitted to have concealed consumer complaints about their defective automobiles. Court fined Mitsubishi for the cover up. Japanese automobile supplier Takata also built airbags that could be affected by the moisture and deploy with axis of force. Basically, if the airbag ruptures, it can cause fatal injuries. These are some of the ethical issues that I found for Japan. As you can see here, this is a graph that's explaining how there are more men in businesses and less women in businesses. And this is all I have for now. Thank you.